One devastating military mistake shattered Napoleon's unstoppable dream and forever changed the future of Europe in 1812. At the height of his power, Europe believed no army could ever challenge the emperor's unmatched battlefield genius. Yet beyond the eastern frontier, Russia patiently prepared a strategy unlike anything Napoleon had ever defeated before. Confident of quick victory, Napoleon ordered history's largest invasion force toward the endless Russian wilderness without hesitation. Instead of fighting immediately, Russian forces vanished deeper inland, leaving abandoned villages and empty roads behind everywhere. Every mile forward stretched French supply lines thinner, quietly turning triumph into an invisible approaching catastrophe for everyone. Russian commanders deliberately burned crops, homes, and supplies before retreating, denying every resource to their relentless enemy. The deeper Napoleon advanced, the stronger Russia's invisible weapon became. Distance, hunger, exhaustion, and relentless patience together. Finally, both empires collided at Borodino in one of history's bloodiest single-day battles ever witnessed. Victory came at an unbearable cost, leaving Napoleon's greatest army permanently weakened before reaching its ultimate objective, Moscow. When Napoleon finally entered Moscow, the magnificent imperial city stood hauntingly silent, deserted, and strangely abandoned everywhere. That very night, enormous fires erupted across Moscow, destroying precious shelter, food, and supplies beyond recovery forever. Instead of glorious victory, Napoleon captured only ashes, empty streets, and impossible expectations for the approaching winter ahead. Weeks passed without meaningful peace negotiations, while freezing temperatures silently approached the stranded French occupation inside Moscow. Ignoring growing danger, Napoleon delayed retreat until Russia's unforgiving winter transformed survival into the greatest battlefield challenge ever. The retreat began too late, trapping thousands beneath relentless snow, starvation, disease, and constant Russian attacks from every direction. Each freezing night claimed more lives than many fierce battles had taken during the entire invasion campaign. Hungry soldiers abandoned heavy cannons, precious supplies, and even loyal horses simply to continue marching westward alive. Russian cavalry relentlessly struck isolated columns, vanishing before exhausted French troops could effectively respond to sudden attacks. Napoleon's dream of conquering Russia collapsed beneath winter, distance, and one catastrophic strategic mistake that history never forgot. Crossing the icy Berezina River became the desperate army's final chance to escape complete destruction and capture alive. Panic spread as collapsing bridges trapped countless exhausted soldiers between freezing waters and advancing Russian forces behind them. Against impossible odds, surviving French engineers rebuilt the crossing, while enemy cannon fire thundered relentlessly around them. Thousands escaped, yet thousands more vanished forever beneath the frozen Berezina's unforgiving waters and ice. Barely a fraction of Napoleon's magnificent Grand Army survived the catastrophic retreat from Russia during relentless winter. Europe watched in disbelief as the seemingly invincible emperor returned with only shattered remnants of his legendary army. The disastrous invasion inspired Europe's kingdoms to unite against Napoleon with renewed courage and unstoppable determination together. For the first time in years, Napoleon's enemies believed victory over France was truly possible at last. The road to Napoleon's ultimate downfall had begun with one overconfident decision deep inside the Russian wilderness alone. History remembered not Napoleon's greatest victories, but the fatal mistake that destroyed his imperial dream forever completely. The Russian campaign permanently shattered the illusion that Napoleon could never be defeated on any battlefield again. Across Europe, newspapers carried astonishing reports describing the collapse of France's once unstoppable military machine everywhere. Former allies quietly abandoned Napoleon, recognizing his empire had become vulnerable for the very first time ever. New armies formed rapidly, fueled by confidence that the legendary emperor could finally be challenged and defeated together. Napoleon rebuilt another army, but replacing experienced veterans proved impossible after Russia's devastating catastrophe and losses. In 1813, Europe united against France, launching the massive campaign that would decide Napoleon's future forever together. Napoleon still displayed extraordinary brilliance, winning battles despite commanding inexperienced soldiers against overwhelming enemy numbers everywhere. Yet every victory cost irreplaceable soldiers, while the Allied coalition grew stronger with each passing campaign together. Everything culminated near Leipzig, where hundreds of thousands prepared for history's largest battle before the 20th century began. The Battle of Leipzig marked the irreversible collapse of Napoleon's once unstoppable dominance across continental Europe forever. After Leipzig, Napoleon's exhausted army retreated toward France as victorious Allied forces relentlessly advanced across Europe together. The Allies crossed into France, bringing war directly to the Emperor's homeland for the very first time ever. Despite impossible odds, Napoleon repeatedly outmaneuvered larger armies during his brilliant 6 days campaign in France. Even genius could not overcome endless enemy reinforcements, dwindling resources, and overwhelming strategic isolation forever. By March 1814, Allied armies surrounded Paris, ending Napoleon's dream of an unconquerable French Empire forever completely. Paris surrendered, forcing Napoleon to confront the painful reality that his empire could no longer survive alone. Napoleon's own marshals urged abdication, believing continued resistance would only bring unnecessary suffering to France itself. On April 6th, Napoleon formally abdicated, ending one of history's most extraordinary imperial reigns in Europe forever. The defeated emperor departed France, beginning exile on the small Mediterranean island of Elba under constant watch thereafter. Yet Napoleon's remarkable story was not over, because destiny would soon offer one final astonishing chance for redemption. Less than a year later, Napoleon escaped Elba and boldly returned to reclaim France without firing a shot. French soldiers sent to arrest Napoleon instead joined him, inspired by extraordinary loyalty and unforgettable leadership once again. Within weeks, Napoleon triumphantly entered Paris, beginning the dramatic period remembered as the 100 Days across Europe. European powers immediately united again, determined to end Napoleon's remarkable return before another continent-wide war could fully unfold. Napoleon marched into Belgium, hoping to defeat separated Allied armies before they could unite against him completely together. Early victories raised hope that Napoleon could once again reshape Europe's future through unmatched military brilliance and courage. Heavy rain transformed Waterloo's fields into deep mud, delaying Napoleon's carefully planned attack until precious hours disappeared. Across the ridge, Wellington patiently strengthened defensive positions while waiting confidently for crucial Prussian reinforcements to arrive. French infantry advanced courageously uphill, facing relentless musket fire that shattered disciplined formations across the battlefield repeatedly everywhere. As evening approached, fresh Prussian forces arrived, sealing Napoleon's fate on the fields of Waterloo forever together. The Imperial Guard launched one final attack, carrying Napoleon's last hope for an impossible victory against overwhelming odds. The Guard faltered under devastating fire, and the cry spread rapidly. The Imperial Guard was retreating at last. Panic swept the French army as disciplined formations dissolved into desperate retreat beneath relentless Allied pursuit across Belgium. Waterloo ended Napoleon's final campaign and permanently transformed the balance of power across Europe forever afterward. Napoleon surrendered to the British, accepting that his extraordinary military career had finally reached its irreversible conclusion forever. The British exiled Napoleon to remote St. Helena, ensuring he could never threaten Europe again through conquest. Far from battlefields, Napoleon spent years reflecting upon victories, failures, ambition, and the price of limitless power. On St. Helena, the once mighty emperor became history's most famous prisoner beneath endless Atlantic skies and silence forever. Napoleon died in exile, but debates about his extraordinary legacy continued across generations and nations worldwide forever. Even today, historians continue examining the single military mistake that changed Napoleon's destiny and Europe's future forever. His greatest enemy was never Russia alone, but overconfidence, distance, and the illusion of inevitable victory itself. One fatal military mistake destroyed Napoleon's dream, proving history's greatest victories can vanish through a single disastrous decision forever.